Alright, we're going to do lesson 4. So lesson 4 is all about graphing linear equations in standard form. We're going to talk about vertical lines, horizontal lines, and linear equations in standard form. So first, let's start out with our horizontal and vertical lines. So whenever you see a horizontal line on your graph, okay, this is written as y equals some value. And because it's our y value, our ordered pair will have a 0 for x, and then that number that y equals. Okay, so maybe if we demonstrate this, it'll make a little more sense. We have our graph. Since it's y equals, we are going to our y-axis. Absolutely. So for y equals 4, we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, where 4 is. And we're going to draw a point right there at 0, 4, and make a horizontal line. It's that easy. Remember, horizontal. So we're going to go down here to practice, and what you should do on your own is think y-axis, negative 2.5. From here you should know what you're going to do. Is it horizontal or is it vertical? So our vertical line still goes straight up and down, and it'll look like x equals some number. And here's the thing. If they give us x equals some number, then that's our first piece of our ordered pair. And then our y is 0. So what we're going to do over here is draw our graph. Okay, and because it's x equals, we're going to that x-axis. And so what are we looking for in the x-axis? Negative 2, negative 1, negative 2 is right here. We're going to draw our point at negative 2, 0. And that's a vertical line. So basically what this says is that no matter what y value you're at, whether it's 5 or negative 8, that point is going to be lined up with negative 2 every time. And then it'll be just vice versa for a horizontal line. So when you get to this second practice problem, you're going straight to the x-axis, x equals 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Draw on your dot and your vertical line. Okay, so now we're learning about standard form. It's ax plus by equals c. So a, b, and c all represent real numbers. And a and b cannot both be 0. Okay, those are just little rules we have to know. So this could be something like 5x plus 2y equals 28, something like that. You just remember a, b, and c are numbers, not variables. Our variables are x and y. All right, let's talk about this. So we're going to be given standard form. And then we're going to be asked, what is the x-intercept? Okay, but first we need to know, what is an x-intercept? Okay, this is our x-coordinate, or point where the graph hits our x-axis. So on every graph, we have a point, and it goes a line. It goes through like this. Our x-intercept is the point that crosses the x-axis. So this looks like negative 1 to me, would be our x-intercept. Okay, our y-intercept is the coordinate that the graphs hit on the y-axis. So we go here to our y-axis, this hits right here, That looks like about 1. So our y-intercept would be 0, 1. Okay, so during this lesson, you really have to check back with your x and y axes. So they're going to give us 3x plus 4y equals 12. And I'll tell you something. For every x-intercept, y is 0. So when you try to find the x-intercept, you're going to plug in 0. When you try to find the y-intercept, you're going to plug in 0 for x. Okay, they just flip. So for the y-intercept, we're plugging in x equals 0. So when we do that, we just get 3 times 0 plus 4y equals 12. 3 times 0 is 0. We're left with 4y equals 12. Divide by 4, we get... Let me move this for you. We get y equals 3. And then for the x-intercept, we are going to plug in y equals 0. So right where that y is, we get 3x plus 4 times 0 equals 12. 4 times 0 is 0. We're left with 3x equals 12. Divide by 3, we get x equals 4. So when we graph this, all we have to do is take those intercepts. So for our y, we get y equals 3. Our x is 0. We know that from the beginning. So our y-intercept is 0, 3. So that's my point. I'm going to go to 0, the origin, and go up 1, 2, 3. Put my point. Now we're on to our x-intercept. We know y is 0. And we found that x equals 4. So that point is 4, 0. We're going to our x-axis. We're going over 1, 2, 3, 4. Y is 0, so we're just putting it right there. And now we have to draw our line through. And that's it. So when you guys practice, remember that you have to plug in y equals 0 for the x-intercept and x equals 0 for the y-intercept. Then we're going to talk about a real-world problem. We go to an award banquet. You need to seat 180 people. Tables come in 2 different sizes. The small table fits 6. The big table fits 10. The equation 6x plus 10y equals 180 models the situation. Okay, so this tells us 6 people sit at so many small tables. 10 people sit at some number of big tables. And that combination equals up to 180 people. So they want us to graph. So when they ask you to graph in standard form, you're always going to think, what's my x-intercept? What's my y-intercept? Okay, so for x, we plug y equals 0. So that's 6x plus 10 times 0 equals 180. We get 6x equals 180. We divide 180 by 6 and we get 30. Okay, so we know y equals 0 and x is 30, so 30 goes first and then there's 0. Next time, we're plugging in x for 0. So 6 times 0 is 0, we're left with 10y equals 180. 180 divided by 10y is 18. Okay, we knew x was 0 from the beginning, and we found our y is 18. So all we have to do is graph this. We'll say this is 15, this is 30. Say this is 15, this is 30. Okay, for our x-intercept, we're going all the way to 30, not moving up or down. For our y-intercept, we're staying at the origin and going up 18. We're going to say that's right here. Now we just graph our line. So it asks us to find possible solutions. So what you do for this is you just look at your graph and it'll be easier to check on your calculator. We can go over that together. But you're just going to estimate some points. I found 10, 12. I found 20,6. So all I did to check was plug in those ordered pairs, x for x, y for y, and if it equals 180, then that is a solution. That's all we have for lesson 4. Not too bad, just some rules to remember. Before I go, please take pictures of your notes, send them to me, send them any questions that you have. I am going to have you work on 3.4 practice whether you are in class or not.